Good day everyone! In this video, we're going to learn about one of the most influential behaviorists in the world of psychology, and one of his biggest contributions on the field that remains an important and often used tool in the learning behavior modification process. Yes, you got it right. We're going to learn about B.F. Skinner and his operant conditioning. Who is B.F. Skinner? B.F. Skinner was an American psychologist in a 2002 survey of psychologists. Skinner was identified as the most influential psychologist of the 20th century. B.F. Skinner himself referred to his philosophy as radical behaviorism. He suggested that the concept of free will was simply an illusion and instead believed that all human actions was the direct result of conditioning. Skinner's one notable discovery or contribution to the field of psychology is the operant conditioning process. Operant conditioning, also known as instrumental conditioning, is a process by which humans and animals learn to behave in such ways as to obtain rewards and punishment. What is operant conditioning and how does it work? Through operant conditioning, an association is made between a behavior and consequence for that behavior. Isang paraan ng pag-aaral na gumagamit ng mga gantimpala at parusa para sa pag-uugali. For example, when lab rats press a lever when a green light is on, they receive a food pellet as a reward. When they press the lever when a red light is on, they receive a mild electric shock. As a result, they learn to press the lever when the green light is on and avoid the red light. For example, if you raise your hand to ask a question and your teacher praises your polite behavior, you will be more likely to raise your hand the next time you have a question or comment.
There are 4 key elements in operant conditioning. First, positive reinforcement occurs when response is rewarding. It increases the frequency of that response. Example, if you do a good job at work and your manager gives you a bonus, that bonus is a positive reinforcer. Second, negative reinforcement occurs when response is followed by removal of unfavorable event, thereby increasing the frequency of the original behavior. Example, if your child starts to scream in the middle of a restaurant but stops once you hand them a treat, your action leads to removal of the pleasant condition, negatively reinforcing your behavior, not your child. Next, positive punishment occurs when response is followed by unfavorable outcome. It decreases the frequency of the response. Example, a student who often comes late to class gets insulted by a teacher in front of the whole class. To avoid such embarrassment in the future, he starts arriving on time. Negative punishment occurs when response is followed by removal of favorable outcome, thereby reducing the original behavior's frequency. Example, if a boy doesn't clean up in their room every Sunday, his parents take away his phone for 2 days. Reinforcement is any event that the strength increases the behavior that follows. Punishment is the presentation of adverse event or outcome that causes and decrease in behavior that follows. Reinforcement is scheduleless. Reinforcement is not necessarily a straightforward process, and there are a number of factors that can influence how quickly and how well new things are learned. The time and frequency of reinforcement influence how new behaviors were learned and how old behaviors were modified. Skinner identifies several different schedules of reinforcement that impact the operant conditioning process. Number 1. Continuous reinforcement involves delivering reinforcement every time response occurs. Learning tends to occur relatively quickly, yet the response rate is quite low. Tension also occurs very quickly once reinforcement is halted. Second, fixed ratio schedules are a type of partial reinforcement. Responses are response only after a specific number of responses have occurred. This typically leads to fairly steady response rate. Third, fixed interval schedules are another form of partial reinforcement. Reinforcement occurs only after a certain interval of time has elapsed. Response rates remain fairly steady and start to decrease as the reinforcement time draws near, but slow immediately after reinforcement has been delivered. 4. Variable ratio schedules are also a type of partial reinforcement that involve reinforcing behavior after a varied number of responses. 5th, variable interval schedules are the final form of partial reinforcement Skinner described. This schedule involves delivering reinforcement after a variable amount of time has elapsed. This also tends to lead to fast response rate, and slow instruction. Now that you learn about B.F. Skinner and his operant conditioning process, may you recognize the things that you learn now in your own life and make the best use it for your own situation that may lead to the best result as well.